So here we are again. We're sort of talking about how Sony is able to come back and really kind of do well for themselves, despite the fact that the PlayStation 5 hasn't really been readily available in a lot of territories or at a lot of the time. So when we kind of look back as fans and we go, hey, you know what? It's kind of crazy to see that the PS5 is so in demand and it could quite possibly be the best-selling console of all time by the time it's all said and done. But yet, almost 2 years in, it's almost like nobody in the population has one yet. So it's crazy to think how good Sony is at kind of getting the hype going for their own platform and things like that. And while there are lots of things in the news going on right now, back and forth between Microsoft, this is good. This is extremely good news because obviously when you have companies like Microsoft and Sony and they're kind of vying for our dollars, it really ends up being good for us, the consumer, us, the gamer, because we're going to get the better deals, we're going to get the better products. Honestly, when have we ever seen two competing platforms so close and so powerful and so full of amazing things as the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, right? Like, we got these consoles. Sony really went all out with redesigning their console. They went with a unique design. They went with a super solid-state drive. They really went all out. The DualSense is fantastic. Microsoft went with a great design with a super powerful console. They went with a solid-state drive. Just the generation before, if you think about it, we got saddled with off-the-shelf parts and weak parts. Even though the consoles didn't launch till November of 2013, that hardware inside the PS4 and the Xbox One were from 2010, so it was already years behind. So I think that they learned the lesson. Yes, I realized that the PS4 was more powerful at that time, but even so, was nothing to write home about, and people tend to forget that. So when it comes down to the lessons learned, I think Sony learned lessons, Microsoft learned lessons, everybody learned their lesson. Everybody's kind of learning lessons and things like that. I think that's the key part to all of this, and hopefully you guys all understand exactly where I'm coming from this. Now listen, anything can change at a drop of the hat. When it comes to video games, that's one thing I've learned. The Wii sold crazy good. They come out with the Wii U, it totally flops. The Switch, boom, back on top, right? You look at even Microsoft, Xbox 360, boom, really great. Xbox One, tanks. Then Xbox Series X and S, boom, take off, right? Anything can happen, literally. The only really, I think, consistent one would be Sony, but even they had their issues with the PS3 and things like that. And like I said, they are doing extremely well right now, which bravo to them. Anytime you can see the industry do well, I think is a great thing. I want to get into this article that I'm talking about here because this is awesome news for Sony. Is it a problem for Microsoft? I don't really know. Microsoft could be dealing with stock issues as well, so it could be that's exactly why things are kind of going the way they are. But anyway, it's worthwhile getting into, and if we're going to get into it, I'm going to ask you to please like the video as it helps it to be seen. I'm trying to get 100 likes on all the videos. Small goal for me, but hey man, it means a lot if you guys could go ahead and do that for me. I'd be much appreciated. So why don't we go ahead and get started, and let's see if we can't have some fun, shall we? Now, I don't expect anything crazy like Microsoft to really go out there and, let's say, win the division or whatever. I think that maybe would be disingenuous for me to say that. I think Microsoft can definitely push Sony a lot more this generation than they did in previous generations, and I think there's multiple reasons for that. Obviously, Activision, Bethesda, Game Pass, these are all big reasons to own an Xbox, but now it looks like the PlayStation 5 has managed to kind of crawl out of the cellar and pull ahead of the Xbox Series and X and S as the UK's second most popular console of 2022. Obviously, the Switch doing gangbusters out there, selling mega millions. Sony's PlayStation 5 has edged ahead of the Xbox Series X and S in the UK, becoming the country's second most popular console of 2022 so far, behind the Nintendo Switch. That's despite the fact that console sales were down in July compared to the previous month, with PS5 sales dropping 14%. Both Sony and Microsoft's new-gen consoles are still being held back by ongoing stock shortages, something which plagued both machines. since their November 2020 launch. Overall, nearly 104,000 game consoles were shifted in July of 2022, according to Game Industry Biz, representing a decline of 60% year over year. Obviously, in terms of software, F1 22 came out on top as the biggest selling game of last month, while overall physical and digital game sales totaled 1.79 million across the UK, a drop of 17%. So, what's interesting here is year to date, 8 months into the year, and we see that, there's already a huge offering, a plethora of, PlayStation 5s that are more readily available. It's so weird to me seeing, okay, well, they sold 106,000 units. I don't know, it's just, to me, I'm just so used to hearing, 106 combined. That 106,000 would be, probably last place a generation or two ago, for a month. I don't know. It's crazy to me to think that we are in this type of situation where, obviously, there's such stock shortages and things like that we're not seeing, the availability there. But yet, PlayStation forges ahead, and they manage to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And listen, to be able to take over Xbox, I think has been something incredible for them to do. What does it mean for Xbox? Does it mean Xbox can't fight back? Blah, blah, blah. No. Doesn't mean any of that. I mean, Microsoft is going to continue to do their thing. And, once they have some availability as well, we'll probably see even more come out there on the line as well. So the big thing that is going good for Sony right now is the bundles that Sony has. It's boosting, accessories and things like that. According to this, regular readers might note that Horizon Forbidden West, which dominates the weekly physical chart, doesn't factor in at all in the monthly software figures from this, because the monthly chart does not factor in console bundles while the weekly chart does. So the PlayStation 5 Horizon bundle has been a big hit, and over the last 3 months, 50% of PS5 console sales have been the official Horizon bundle. The rise is fortunes for the PlayStation 5, apart from the variable that it's available at stock in any given week, can be attributed to the success of Horizon Forbidden West with those bundles. Since the official bundled launch, looking at the 3 months of May to July, 50% of the PS5 hardware derived from the 2 official bundles. This also explains the high chart position for Horizon Forbidden West in the box software charts over these weeks. Recently, the official bundles have accounted for less PS5 hardware, but many retailers are now soft bundling Horizon Forbidden West with standard PS5 consoles, especially if they are in low stock with the official numbers. All of this means that Horizon Forbidden West continues to ride high in the software charts with an original number 1 at launch and a further 5 number 1s long after launch, thanks to the bundles. So yeah, crazy to think that, bundling is such a great way to kind of do things, but yeah, they've really nailed it. I think that it's something amazing to see. And you know what? I think that it's that it's awesome to see that as well. So I can't wait to see what happens in the future. But it is nice to see that Microsoft and Sony are both doing incredibly well. Incredibly well. And you know what? I can't wait to see exactly what happens in the future with all this, because it is an exciting time. Let's just be real. I'm going to link this in the description. What do you guys think, though? Do you guys think this is good news for Sony, bad news for Microsoft, combination, a little bit of both? Let me know. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you do enjoy the video, leave a like on it. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap gamer out.